Los Blancos fans, we start with the bombshell news that everyone's been waiting for. After the dramatic 4-3 defeat to Barcelona on Sunday, it's been confirmed that Carlo Ancelotti is out as Real Madrid manager. Yes, you heard that right. The Italian tactician who brought us La Decima and led us to Champions League glory is set to leave the Santiago Bernabeu. This comes after a season of mounting pressure, disappointing results, and now this crushing defeat that effectively ended our La Liga title hopes. In what turned out to be his final post-match interview as Real Madrid manager, Ancelotti was brutally honest about the team's performance. Let me share his exact words with you. "We made defensive errors that cost us the game," Ancelotti stated, clearly frustrated. "In a match of this level, you have to defend well and attack well. We attacked well, but in those 30 minutes we made defensive errors that cost us the game." The legendary coach didn't hold back, admitting that while the team's attacking play was effective, scoring 3 goals and having 2 more disallowed for offside, the defensive performance was simply not up to standard. He emphasized, "We mustn't forget that we were missing 5 defenders," but even this couldn't excuse the lapses that led to Barcelona's 4 goals. When questioned about whether this could be his last Clásico, Ancelotti's response was telling, "It's the last one of the season and we have to try to win the 3 remaining ones." Little did we know at that moment that it wasn't just his last Clásico of the season, but his last as Real Madrid manager. Period. Let's break down what happened. In that fateful 4-3 defeat that sealed Ancelotti's fate, it was a game that had everything: drama, controversy, and ultimately heartbreak for Los Blancos. The match started promisingly for Real Madrid, with Kylian Mbappé opening the scoring from the penalty spot. His first goal in a Clásico. The French superstar would go on to complete a hat-trick, showing glimpses of the world-class talent we all know he possesses. However, Barcelona's response was devastating. After conceding 2 early goals, they mounted an incredible comeback, scoring 4 goals to take a 4-2 lead by halftime. The Blaugrana exposed our defensive frailties repeatedly, with Ancelotti later admitting, "We defended poorly not because we had a low block. We defended poorly. Period." The statistics tell a damning story. This was Real Madrid's 4th defeat to Barcelona this season. That's right, 4 losses to our bitter rivals in a single campaign. It's a record that no Real Madrid manager can survive, and ultimately, it proved to be the final nail in Ancelotti's coffin. When asked about Vinicius Jr.'s early substitution, Ancelotti revealed, "I made the change. He had a sprained ankle." And regarding Rodrigo's absence from the lineup, "He had recovered, but he was not feeling well. No problems with him. He wasn't at 100%. But wait, there's more to this story. While Barcelona celebrated their victory, the football world is buzzing about what many are calling a major robbery attempt during the match. And surprisingly, it wasn't Barcelona who benefited from the controversial decisions. Let me break down the series of incidents that have fans and pundits alike crying foul. First, Mbappé's opening penalty came from what appeared to be an offside position, a crucial detail that VAR mysteriously chose not to review. Before Real Madrid's second goal, there was a clear foul on Barcelona's wonder kid Lamine Yamal that went completely uncalled. The controversy didn't stop there. A potential penalty on Rafinha was waved away, leaving Barcelona players and fans furious. Then came the most shocking moment. Aurélien Tchouaméni, playing as the last defender, brought down Ferran Torres but somehow escaped without receiving a red card. As if that wasn't enough, another handball by Tchouaméni inside the penalty area went unpunished. And in perhaps the most controversial moment of all, Fermín López had a potential goal disallowed for handball, despite the ball appearing to ricochet unintentionally off his arm. These decisions have led to serious questions about the integrity of the refereeing in La Liga. While Real Madrid ultimately lost the match, many are arguing that with fair officiating, Barcelona's margin of victory could have been even greater. With Ancelotti's departure confirmed, the rumor mill is already in overdrive about potential replacements and how this will impact our summer transfer plans. Reports suggest that Real Madrid's board has already begun contacting potential candidates. Names being thrown around include former Bayern Munich coach Julian Nagelsmann, currently with the German national team, and Bayer Leverkusen's miracle worker Xabi Alonso, who has deep connections to the club. The managerial change could also affect our transfer targets. We've been heavily linked with a $150 million move for Jude Bellingham's England teammate Harry Kane, but a new manager might have different priorities. There's also the matter of Kylian Mbappe's adaptation. Will a new coach be able to get the best out of our $180 million investment? Speaking of investments, the club is reportedly prepared to spend up to $300 million this summer to rebuild the squad, with defensive reinforcements being the top priority given our recent struggles at the back. So what happens now, Madridistas? With 3 matches remaining in the season and the Champions League already out of reach, Real Madrid finds itself in uncharted territory. The club will need to act swiftly to appoint a new manager who can begin planning for next season. There's also the matter of player morale. How will the squad respond to Ancelotti's departure? Will some players follow him out the door? Key decisions need to be made about the futures of veterans like Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. While younger, players like Eduardo Camavinga and Aurelien Tchouameni will need to step up as the new generation of Real Madrid. Let's analyze what went wrong tactically. Football analyst Juan Carlos Lopez points out that Real Madrid's high defensive line was repeatedly exploited by Barcelona's quick forwards. When you're missing 5 defenders and still play such a high line, you're asking for trouble, he explains. The statistics back this up. Real Madrid conceded 4 goals from just 6 shots on target, showing a complete breakdown in defensive organization. Compare this to earlier in the season, when we had the best defensive record in La Liga. Former Real Madrid defender Fernando Hierro adds, Ancelotti is a great coach, but sometimes change is necessary. The team needs fresh ideas, new energy, and most importantly, a defensive structure that can compete with the best in Europe. So there you have it, Los Blancos fans, the end of an era at Real Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti's departure marks a turning point for our beloved club. We've covered his exit, the controversial El Clasico defeat, the refereeing scandals, and what lies ahead for Real Madrid. What do you think about Ancelotti leaving? Who should be our next manager? And how do you feel about those controversial refereeing decisions? That's all for today. Please leave your comments below and hit the like button. Thank you for watching.